especially with the other news that came out a little bit later on this morning when Tyler Heineke ended up going on the COVID list. Can you give us the latest on what's going on now? Give us the time if you know of anything, and just give us the latest on what you're hearing. Football Friday, we're going to talk at length about the disadvantage of this. I don't really know if there's a proper answer to this. Let's get over to our friend, John McMullen, and get some insight here with this here. John, appreciate you coming aboard on this Football Friday. You know, John, I tweeted out earlier that there was no doubt that there was going to be multiple games that were going to be moved, and obviously the Eagles fell into that category, especially with the other news that came out a little bit later on this morning when Tyler Heineke ended up going on the COVID list. Can you give us the latest on what's going on now? Give us the time if you know of anything, and just give us the latest on what you're hearing.
Yeah, I mean, the league decided, and it was becoming pretty clear by this afternoon, the Eagles had a feeling that something was coming down. So they're not happy about it, but they realized that it was coming. As I said, I mean, I was with Nick Sirianni a little bit after practice, and he kept checking his watch for updates, his Apple Watch for updates. He knew something was coming and the league was going to change. And it'll be 7:00 Eastern time Tuesday for the Washington football team and the Eagles. 3 games in total, obviously moved. Cleveland and Las Vegas will go to Monday afternoon before the Vikings, Bears, Seahawks, and Rams, also getting moved to Tuesday. So, it's kind of this balancing act the league was trying to do with competitive advantage. You're in the playoff race. You look at Washington, Philadelphia. Dan, if we start today, Washington is the 7th seed in the NFC. You have 5 teams at 6 and 7. All these games are very, very meaningful. And I think the key from what most people don't understand who are very upset, the key from the league's perspective is the vast majority of these players that have gone on the COVID list over the past week, past couple of days, are vaccinated and asymptomatic. So it's not unvaccinated. So I see a lot of people are going back to that July memo that said, if the unvaccinated is cause for an outbreak, you're going to lose money, you're going to forfeit games. And they're saying, why aren't you forfeiting? It's because the vast majority of these players did what they were instructed to do. And you have this new variant, and it's very contagious. And you have it's not as serious though. And you have a bunch of asymptomatic players, and that's why the league decided to give these teams a bit of a break. And yeah, it certainly hurts teams like the Eagles, who will have a short week for the ensuing game. And if you think about Seattle, because the teams are obviously dealing with the issues, are Cleveland, the Rams, and the Washington football team, you can only do the best you can, and I think that's what the league is trying to do.
John, Darius Slay was at the press conference today, and he was very upset with how things unraveled this morning, because he said the guys were sending text messages to one another, making sure they were wearing masks. They were doing all the things that they were told to do at the beginning of the year. And here's the league moving the yardsticks on them again. And again, overall, John, if you're not looking through the Eagles kaleidoscope and you're looking through the whole thing and the incoming, just the whole league here, you get the point. But if you're somebody that's been preparing inside their basically own bubble, you've got to be aggravated right now. If you're Philadelphia, you've done every single thing positive that you could do to keep your football team healthy and out of the COVID protocols. And then to get slapped in the face like that, then to turn around and have to play the Giants on Sunday, I could see why these guys would be pissed off.
Yeah, I could see it as well. And Rodney McLeod was on social media already. Lane Johnson, Alex Singleton, so a bunch of guys. I mean, yeah, the Eagles wanted to play on Sunday, and to be honest, they would have had a easy time of it. If you don't have 11 starters, Washington was scheduled actually 12 if you had Taylor Heineke to it today. They would have been without. And by the way, who knows if all these guys are cleared by Tuesday? Um, I think the NFL is in a tough spot. People are going to be unhappy. The Eagles are certainly in that category. I get it, but they've done this before. And if you look at the games they postponed last season, and then everyone will look at Denver and say they were forced to play with a practice squad wide receiver at quarterback. Well, the difference there, Dan, was uh, the Broncos were filmed. Obviously, all the facilities around this league have great closed circuit television, things like that. They saw the quarterback room not doing the protocols, and that's when they said, guess what? You're going to have to play. Now, if they think people believe that they're trying and doing the right things, then they're going to give them a bit of a break. And that's what they felt was going on here, because as I mentioned, and Dr. Sills, Alan Sills, the NFL's chief medical officer, had a conference call yesterday. He confirmed this. About 80% of these guys are asymptomatic, number one, and the vast majority are vaccinated. So, in other words, they were doing what they were told to do, and they still got it, and that's why they're getting a little bit of dispensation. Where if they didn't, if they were unvaccinated, and that caused it, they'd be forced to play with whoever they could cobble together.
John, here, finally here with this. There could be a silver lining here, and follow me if you subscribe to this. It looked like there may have been a game time decision on whether or not Jalen Hurts was going to go on Sunday. And, you were hearing Nick Sirianni in the press conference prior to being told that the game was moved Tuesday, that, hey, he's trending in that direction. It looks like he's still trending to be the starter on Sunday. Maybe at the end of the day, John, this is the best thing on the planet for the Eagles because it gives them an extra day's rest being able to go into that Tuesday game. Could you subscribe to that?
Yeah, no doubt. I saw Jalen Hurts at practice today, and he still wasn't moving that well. And when the stretching period stopped, and actually when it was going on, they moved to side stretches. That's been his problem. He stopped, and so I immediately the antenna went up, and I said, well, the Eagles can do whatever they want. I don't think this guy is going to play on Sunday. You're getting an extra 48 hours. So yeah, if you're looking for a silver lining, high ankle sprain generally could be a 4-week injury. The
Okay, looks like we lost John McMullen there. Okay, John, I appreciate it, everyone. Thank you so much there. And again, we got basically the basics there from John McMullen. Tuesday, 7 o'clock, the Eagles will play Washington. And like I said, there could be a silver lining in this whole thing here with the fact that now you're talking 48 hours for Jalen Hurts to be able to play in that Tuesday game where he was still a little bit suspect on whether or not he was going to play on Sunday. Folks, this could be, an advantage for Philly to get their guy that they want and thinks gives them the best advantage for them to be able to win a ball game, more rest for that high ankle sprain. Again, I understand all that with Gardner Minshew. We were talking about it all week long. By the way, please, guys, hit the like button. I'm going to start reading all your complaints because I'm with you. Players did everything that they were told to do. My concern is not with Washington. If I play on that Eagles team, I don't give a shit about – I don't care about Washington. No bearing on me. We did everything we could to make sure we were following all the protocols. And what really sucks is systematic. This is my opinion. I think you play through that stuff. I'm sorry. Systematic? Really? National Football needs to take a look at even more so the protocols on playing players with this. If you're vaccinated and you got a booster and you're still dogging these guys out and sitting them, why? Hey, man, get this. Cole Beasley's right. Why take the damn vaccination? Look, I don't want to sit here and talk about vaccination all damn day. I just think it's BS right now that the Eagles are being punished for this. All right, you know how this works. We got a lot to hit on today. And I guarantee you there's a lot of pissed off Eagle fans, and I'm with you. Like I said, I got Mario Cristobal at the bottom of the hour. Gigantic story around the country, him being taken away from Oregon and going to the University of Miami. That'll be at the bottom of the hour. We have so much stuff to hit on here, but no doubt the complaints, man. And I hear you guys, and I'm going to start reading them here. You know how this works. If you're new to the program, just sit back and watch. What I do is I read you guys' comments. We add them to the context of the show, and you guys are content to the show. So we really appreciate it. Dave, what's up, brother? Appreciate you coming aboard on this. Very disappointed Football Friday for the Philadelphia Eagle fans. Big Red says, hell yeah, Philly going to whoop that Washington ass. Thomas says, the Eagles. Hey, man. Hey, you've got to be aggravated. Carl says, the NFL is in a COVID scam. Tadded says, I'm pissed. You should be. You'd have been 7-7. Andrew says, this is a team sport. The stop and go, the go and stop. Bullshit. I'm sure the players are pissed. Let's play as scheduled. Hey, Red, Hurts does get extra rest. He does. He does, man. Huge problem. What if the Eagles lose players on Sunday and Monday? Oh, my God. That's a great one. What if the players start coming down with COVID issues? On Monday, you're dead right. What are you going to do, move the game to Thursday then? Here we are sitting here on a Football Friday in the first 10 minutes of the show, and we're talking this BS. Good night, man. This is not football.